Hi guys. Happy Monday. I think. I don't know what day it is. I promise you guys I will go live again. I just need to get over, what happened, because that was pretty... When you have an empire, when you've built an empire for so long, since 2006, and somebody comes in and does that, it's just it doesn't rattle my foundation. It rattles my brain. So my foundation is perfect, but my brain is still kind of rattled from, what had happened and what had, conspired with that wicked witch. Anyways, I found some really, a really interesting article in here from A Deed Without a Name, Drenching the Ghosts. And it's kind of, it's tied in with familiars. So we still have familiars going on. I promise you the familiars will end. Well, I mean, they will never end, ever. But I promise you, there will be coming an end to the series of, with, the linking of familiars. So, but this is all about ghosts. So this is kind of like a ghost story, and it's pretty interesting. It's just, I don't know, it just gives me really cool, good chills. The good kind of chills, when you, hear really good music and you get those chills, and it's like, oh, it just penetrates you. This is that kind of story. Alright. Drenching the ghost. But this includes alcohol, so I can't do that, so yeah. Alright. So I am a child of the poisonous wind that copulated with the East River on an oil slick, garbage-infested midnight. Ooh. I turn about on my own parentage. I incolulate against those very biles that brought me to light. I am a serum born of venoms. I am the antibody of all time. I am the cure. Ray Bradley. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful excerpt from whatever book that came from. I don't know, but it's beautiful. Alright, so the ghosts. Now, the Tatos of Hungary were driven out, or driven by a ferocious appetite, as though a spiritual fire that burned inside them drove them to consume unusual amounts of fuel for their physical size. Alright, now I am part Hungarian and Romanian, mostly Romanian, but Hungarian too. Is this a case of your eyes are bigger than your stomach? Because if so, then I can completely understand and agree with that. I consume unusual amounts of food, like a snake devouring its prey. That's how I eat. So, all right. Now, within the hunger of the Teltos, we can discern and uncover a mystery. So, when sacrifice was performed in Hungary during the ceremony of drenching the ghosts, so this is actually a real ceremony, the human Teltos would be given milk mixed with the blood of the sacrificed animal, or simply drink the blood of the sacrificial animal, which was literally believed to drench the ghosts through the conduit of the sorcerer's body. So it's acting as our bodies are acting as a conduit for this source, whatever it may be, the ghost, or the beast within. Isn't that pretty interesting, man? I thought that was really interesting. We're not done yet. So yeah, in the sorcerer's body, it's just strange, very strange, with that part. Now, what is important here is that this reminds us that a human who straddled the hedge was not only themselves, but also things that worked through them. Hungry ghosts could eat through the vehicle of a human being. I would consider that to be oppression, not possession, because I don't believe in possession, but I do believe that you can become oppressed or obsessed. And I kind of think that that's, yeah, right there. And in this tradition existed in Britain also with the notion of the co-eater, where a person could eat and eat and eat and never be satiated. Oh my god, that's what gabapentin does to me. I'm never satisfied. I'm always hungry. This is the perfect passage for today, guys. Often this is connected with changeling lore. Some changelings were believed to be unsatisfiable. Ooh, this is really exciting. Okay, so recent archaeological evidence has shown that both in Ireland and Italy, traditions relating to vampirism began at much earlier time than was previously thought. So we do have vampirism going back quite a bit in Italy and Ireland. So early medieval burials have been found in both countries, where a rock was wedged between the mouth of the dead to prevent them from returning to feed on the living. So yeah, the whole zombie, we're getting, when we go into Hungary and Romania, we're really getting into some deep lore. We're getting into Vladimir Dracul. We're getting into, yes, all of that. A lot of superstition, because I am Italian and I'm superstitious. I believe in ghosts and I believe in bad luck. So, but yeah, that's a really interesting connection to zombies as well, dating way back. So, now the dead appear in folklore of the past as the ultimate site of ambiguity. They could bring blessings to the community if they were fed and revered. This is all about ancestral communion and communications, and yes. But if they were not, they could turn hungry and angry and seek to predate on the very community that should have honored them. So basically what's going on with them is they're hungry and angry at the same time, and that happens to us all the time. Wow, how synchronistic is that, seriously? I hope my Virgo girlfriend watches this, because this is really interesting. So the witches then represent and actually embody those forces in their own flesh. We're therefore just the same. Wow. So that sorcerer, who was once a figure of ambiguity, associated with the dead and fed in their place, becomes a predator in the minds of a society that no longer fed the dead. Now, it is possible that these witches did not just seem this way to a culture that had rejected the underworld as hell and no longer felt that any good spirit returned to the world of the living. But it may have in fact created angry, vengeful dead, and along with them malandanti witches who represented their now more vigorous taking force. That's a little, that's just why everybody has to, you honor your ancestors. They're the first thing that you should go to is your ancestors. It's so important. So even today, when there is no longer a witch hunt afoot or such vigorous propaganda to just suggest that witches do maleficum. He says, I have collected at least one testimonial to suggest the presence of spontaneous maleficum. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I will. So the individual concerned has many marks to link her with things in reverse, world of the dead, such as infertility and a physical asymmetry. So, this is interesting. Now here it goes. This is from a modern witch. During my childhood, there were several occasions where death seemed to follow my thoughts. These thoughts I would rock to, sinking into trance even as a 5-year-old, with very deliberate and deathly intentions, casting ill wishes to those who had vexed me. Filled with secrecy, I convinced myself over time that these happenings were far from maleficum, and that instead I was just feeling what was fated to happen, being filled with a seeing of what was to come. Beautiful. I'm blurry. There we go. So that's just a testimony of a modern witch. What is wrong with my hair? I just hate my hair. I'm going to shave it all off. Alright, so the witch in question also experienced a strong relationship with the dead. I think all witches should, and is frequently aware of them wanting something from her. Now, if we understand the spiritual dynamic behind the traditions of drenching the ghosts, it can help us to better manage power exchange, and also to understand why these eruptions of harm-doing have become such a large part of witchcraft legacy. So, harm-doing is always existent in the natural world, but under conditions where take has come to outweigh give, one would accept or expect the denizens of the underworld to be extra hungry and angry. Oh geez, that's not good. That would not be good. And the necromantic witch who is called to a relationship with the dead may find themselves driven to act out those wishes, and on lifelong quest to understand or control their own spiritual malevolence. Ooh. get good with your ancestors, guys. This is really interesting. A partial son, I think this is something that you could relate to, maybe just the story. So, now coming to witchcraft from a modern, post-industrial and post-scientific angle, we are usually doomed to seeing a person as a discrete individual with a wall around their psyche. So they are themselves, and what is outside is other. So, but our ancestors did not see it quite this way. Some witches had the hungry dead working through them, causing them to skim off the fat from the milk and spoil harvests. The Teltos all had manner of hungry spirits, working through them, burning up all the fat or vital force that they could get. I wonder if this is anything in relation to metabolism, because I'm getting like a whole, I am seeing a huge picture of the human body and what is going on inside of it. And it's just really interesting. I mean, that is so interesting to actually have these, in you, and you're so connected to the ancestors and the dead that this actually happens. I mean, wow. It's really interesting. So, and fairy begins at times, could work in the same way when they are granted inspiration. So this lore teaches us to better understand the power ecology that we are all a part of. If we are going to reactivate the spiritual streams of these old practices, we are going to need to start acknowledging that people aren't just people, and that we are not just us, but a site where certain things are occurring. You may well find that you need to take offerings on behalf of your spirits. This, of course, should never be used as an excuse for whimsically following cravings for things that are bad for you or others. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I eat my emotions, so okay, this is not the case. Now, one of the most important exercises of discipline that an occultist of any stamp should employ is taking sure no one ever uses the will of the spirits as an excuse to do something one simply wishes to do. Now, once you slide down that road, it's very often hard to come back. So keeping a clarity and a purity of communication between yourself and the spirits will make it easier to know what they ask of you by way of offerings, and how they wish you to take them, whether by swallowing them and using you as a conduit, or by simply pouring them on the ground. If you are scrupulous with this discipline from the first, you will never have trouble knowing how and when to drench the ghosts. That's really interesting. I mean, that's a really interesting. Just think about having like all your ancestors eating. They're inside of you, so they're eating and they're eating and they're eating and they're eating. I mean, and then you're still hungry. You're still thirsty. You're not satiated, so it doesn't satiate any of your senses. Well, your hunger. I just can't understand that. I mean, I can. I totally understand that on a medication level, especially for people with like me, with like RA, fibromyalgia, because it messes with your brain and it messes with you have brain fog all the time, and you're hungry a lot. So that's why I've gained so much weight. So I can't, say that, the dead are working for, I'm a conduit for them, because I doubt it. But I wouldn't doubt if they would love to come and take partake of coffee. So coffee, sometimes I feel like I can't not go without coffee. It's like, what happens if I don't have coffee? I'm going to freak out. I don't know if that's an OCD thing. I don't know if it's up here. I don't know if it's my ancestors wanting coffee, because they all drink coffee. We all drink coffee in this family like crazy. This side, my mom's side, me, I'm here, right here in the middle. So it's just really interesting. Very interesting. Wow. That's really, really crazy to think about, though. Think about that. You eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, but you don't gain any weight. Okay, I gained the weight, so that's not the ancestors using me as a conduit, or the dead. Thank you, all the dead that are around me, for not using me as a conduit for food. They know I don't need it, right? They totally know I don't need it. And that's okay. I still love my food. And you guys know that. We had many discussions in live chat. about, oh my god, everything that we love. Remember that, guys? We used to always talk about it. It always turned into food, and then somebody would be eating something and I would smell it or taste it, and I would ask who's eating this, who's drinking what, and it happened. Somebody was doing something. I thought that was really cool. I really thought that was really cool. So the connection is just really interesting. And then everybody started craving sushi, or, you know, I don't know, cheesecake, and all these different, you know, really rich, good foods, and it was great. I loved it. And especially the sneezing. We'd sneeze, someone would sneeze, I don't know, I'd sneeze, you're yawning. It's just interesting. It's so fun to be with you guys in chat, because it's just, we're so connected. You know, the regulars as a group, as a whole. Alright, we have storms around us right now, so I know this is why it's taking so long for, whoa. What happened? YouTube just totally changed. Dark theme for studio. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I love the dark mode. For everything, I have everything set on dark mode. Especially my YouTube. And it makes everything easier to see. Thank you, YouTube. You're amazing. That's really cool. I love dark mode. River of Souls. There is some really weird shit going on everywhere. People are nuts. Wow, I'm sorry this happened. So crazy. It is really strange. I'm getting over it, so it's like... Collie? Foxglove? Hi. Do you have a Discord channel? I'd love to talk to you more. I don't have a Discord channel, but you can add me on Facebook. Just use my name, or Google me. Google my name on my channel, and you'll find it. You'll find my Facebook. You'll find everything. So I would love to talk to you. Warrior Girl. Hi, you. I find you entertaining, kind, and caring. I tune in a lot. No one can pay me to leave your channel. From Denver, Colorado, love. That's so sweet. Don't make me cry. I love you. That's really sweet. People are cruel. I don't know what's going on with the world. Soul of Thorns. That's really ridiculous. You have to deal with that. Yeah. Well, for $9.99, anyone can find anything about you on the internet. And so before it went, you know, viral, and before she said anything, because she knew who I read for, Lady Gaga, Stephanie Germanata. And yeah, it was just like, it's not an all, it's not like, oh my god, I'm reading for Lady Gaga. It's like another client. It's like a friend. It's like you're reading for your friend. So it's nothing like, oh my god, starstruck. No. Nope. No, even though the follow, you know, on Twitter was, yeah, that was a fanboy moment, but no, it's like, it's professional, so. Thank you. Electra, cute. Hi, love. How are you? Oh, the music. I play musical instruments, so I love that. I love that. I love how your child is nonverbal, but still communicates. I love it. I love that. You're such an amazing person. Gustavo, hi, my brother. How are you? I'm working on you. Trust me. Promise. Told you I wouldn't give up. Lady Witch, Mr. Lee, Paul. Hi, you. Good video, Mr. I. Thank you. Thank you. We need to talk. Soul of Thorns. Hello, my Gustavo, my brother. Oh, Shadow. Hi, my love. Melissa, the partial son. Hi, you. It's been hectic. I will be, yeah, we will be talking here soon, so. Lady Witch. Hi. Cindy Miller. Santa Muerte and a Harley. Brent Edwards. Lord Welb. Carolee Lacusta. J Phoenix. Hi, my bro. Diane Hannon. I love you. Lisa Oaks. Ava Lagasse. Alexandra Hill. Susie Sivitor. Ozzy Yabo's World. I still think that's a great name right there. Queen of Negativity, J. Anthony W. Alchemy of Life, Kate the Witch, hi love, I love you. Oh Yuichi, Lisa Oaks, Mr. Dizzy Von Clutch. There we go. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little story. It's really, really interesting. I mean, wow. Think about it. All those ancestors inside you, and you're craving all that food, I couldn't do it. I already eat enough for this whole family. So, alright guys, I love you all. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for, sticking up for me. Thank you for everything. You guys mean the world to me, literally. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know that, but you do. You mean a lot. A lot. So, stay safe, stay healthy. Don't be going nowhere on me. Don't be peacing out. It would be terrible. Don't do that. Okay? Stay alive. I love you guys all the way from Venus, always. All the way back down. There we go. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I promise I'll be live. I just have to get my head cleared. So, I love you guys.